Last week's module review focused on the happenings involving the clearing of Castle Caldwell, both upper and lower levels. Now we're going to take a look at the other three chapters. Here, as I promised, Part 2, Castle Caldwell and Beyond. If you want to, subscribe to my channel. Please feel free to do so. It helps me to become more creative, and with each video I produce, I grow as a content creator. If you're not really sure if this is your thing, just check out this video up here. It's my 5.5-minute welcome video. Here's where I explain what I do as a dungeon master for all my new players. This is one of the main reasons why I got into this in the first place. Well, that, and I wanted to have a D&D digital catalog to play for my family. On with the review. Now, if you stick around to the end, I have a special announcement for you. But now, welcome to Part 2 of Castle Caldwell and Beyond. Now, Castle Caldwell and Beyond was the first anthology collection of its kind. It consists of 5 standalone modules under one cover. It's a really good thing I broke this up into 2 parts. It's like I said, the first 2 parts revolved around all the events and the clearing of a small castle recently purchased by a wealthy local business owner named Caldwell. Now, if you didn't watch my first video, it's right up here. Even though this module was written back in 1985, several years too late for this, but it's a warning. There will be spoilers. Now, I did forget to mention in part 1 of this review that if you are planning on playing in this module, watch one of my other videos, like my clerics video. Main reason I saved these last 3 parts for a separate video, they're what I refer to as a gauntlet, or better yet known as a party killer scenario. They have a specific purpose in mind. The player must listen to the information, toss it around, discard the fluff. If they don't do this, it's reroll time, basically. And we're going to start part 2 with the abduction of Princess Sylvia. Now, here the players are hand-chosen among dozens of applicants for a rescue mission. Now, this looks like, to me, your heroic deeds of clearing out Castle Caldwell are starting to pay off. Here the players are told about Princess Sylvia's kidnapping on a first-hand account by a local peasant. He gives you his version of the abduction, who, when, even where the offenders took her. You've got to hurry up, get the princess so she can marry Prince Frederick before Saturday. That's only 3 days away. When the party gets there, the mouth of the cave is 20 feet wide across, and it's also really dark in there. So if there's any humans in the party, they're going to automatically suffer a -4 to hit, while the inhabitants inside will have a +4 to hit any humans. Now, any light sources will be a huge warning to all the creatures inside that you're on your way, and it must be played out that way. You advance 10 feet and come across a goblin sleeping at a guard post. Now, as soon as the party attempts to take out the goblin, a lizard man shows up. And now you have your first official fight. Now, unknown to the players, there's a guard station down the hall to the right, where there's a goblin who ducks out a secret passage to alert Oliver of Horn, who just happens to be the antagonist of this scenario. Now, when the party finishes the fight, they can proceed forward down the 20-foot wide hallway to a large practice area. That's where you practice your archery, your swordsmanship, stuff like that. There's targets, hay bales, all kinds of things around. They also see a woman who's bound and gagged in the middle of the arena area against the far left wall. she's also guarded by this large bear-like creature. And when they approach and engage, the creature and the woman vanish. And then they hear this wicked maniacal laughter. Here's what the party needs to realize: not all is what it appears to be here. If they investigate the source of this laughter, they find nothing except for the empty space which can only be accessed from the hallway on the other side of the room. From this point, the party has several choices where to go. Now, judging by the size of this layout, any and possibly all creatures within could be alerted to the party's presence from the laughter or any throwing of daggers or any weapon clatter at all. And this would be enough to even take out a small platoon of soldiers. If the party is successful in not getting killed in the practice arena, they can find Oliver eventually in a secret laboratory area with the princess and the bear beast guarding over her. Now, this can be played out several different ways. The party can die pretty quickly if Oliver webs them and the bear beast goes in and finishes them off. If you give the party maybe a minute or two to figure things out before engaging, they might opt to go magic and ranged on magic and fight her on the beast. Who knows? It's up to the party. If they're successful, they get their reward, their rescue, and a chance to put another chapter in their book. Now for the Great Escape. Now I'm going to give you the minimalist view for the Great Escape and the following chapter. This chapter is set up where your kingdom is at war with a neighboring kingdom. A good thing you rescued Princess Sylvia, or you'd be at war with two kingdoms. The party is commissioned by their king, once again, to gain intelligence on the warring kingdom. Now, you're captured, and you're set to be killed in the next few days as war criminals in front of the warring king and his court. Now, it states in here that if the players have a complainer about this, just tell them that you were captured. Now, you could have either surrendered voluntarily, or you could have died because you're drastically outnumbered. The option is theirs. Now, I know for a fact this will immediately get people on the defensive. And most likely, if they don't like it, they're going to get up and leave, and you'll never see them again. Those who remain, they can make their party stronger in completing what looks like to be an impossible scenario. After the party has been in their cell for a few days, they overhear guards talking about the king and his court coming to see today's events. Now, the next patrol check comes by in about 10 minutes. They must devise a solid plan for escape using the minimalist description that you give them of this room. For added tension, I like to give the party a sheet of paper, and I set a 10-minute kitchen timer. Then I leave and I go get some snacks and refill my drink. If the party fails to come up with a plan that will definitely work, they're executed or they're killed while escaping. If their plan sounds plausible, give it a shot. Play it out. Who knows? They might make it work, and they get to live another day to adventure. Provided they're able to subdue the guards, recover their equipment, and escape through the surrounding forest area, and make it back to their own kingdom alive. If they fail to recover their equipment, the king will give them replacement equipment of non-magical means. Now, they can either attempt to do a recovery mission to go get their goods, or they can even say it's not worth risking my life to go after it and go on to their next adventure. Personally, I view this as a team-building exercise and as something that will make or break the players. The players that stick around, they could receive added experience for planning, executing, and actually escaping from a prison stronghold. Chapter 5. The Sanctuary of Elwyn the Ardent. In this final chapter, the players are told of the Church of the Holy Sanctuary, which just happens to be the oldest, largest, and primary religion in the kingdom, and was the site of a miracle healing of a very ill woman some 300 years prior to now. A god appeared, cured a woman of her illness, and left a platinum bell. Now, this bell was magical. It had no clapper inside and would magically ring its tone. One day, the bell vanished with a young cleric who was practicing forbidden practices, which included also the mixing of magic and divinity. Basically deemed a heretic, Elwyn fled. Now, a great forest has appeared out in the outlying area, and you're provided with a guide to take you there. Now, the king does his usual offering of gold and gives up half of the compensation just so the players can go back and purchase any non-magical items they might need. Now, here's another chance to use Caldwell as a merchant. Hell, he's already got good rapport going on with the players. Why not use him, right? Inside, the party sees that this place is a spiral-shaped fortress. Now, when the players get stumped or feel overwhelmed, they get the occasional mocking, followed by diabolical laughter. After clawing and scratching their way through this spiral fortress, they finally come face to face with Elwyn. Now, this should prove to be a really tough fight, but not impossible. It's very, very important to the church to recover their platinum bell so they can restore faith to all the kingdom. Failure at this point is no option. Now, there you have it. My Thaco Factor review of Castle Caldwell and Beyond. Now for my announcement. I will personally be giving away a personal size black drawstring dice bag with a set of whiz dice in it. All we need to do is have 100 subscribers comment below the exact number of times I said Caldwell in both of my videos combined. Now, you're limited to 1 comment per subscriber. Like I said, when I see 100 comments, I'm going to choose randomly among all the people through the roll of 2d10. Now, I'm also going to have to cross-reference comments versus my subscriber list to give everybody a fair chance. Good luck to everyone out there, and thanks for watching.